Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you're watching me from. I'm here once again. You're welcome to my YouTube channel where we discuss topical issues, especially currently the issues that affect us in Nigeria. Rivers State has been the venue of a lot of drama in the past 1 year, and it culminated in the proclamation of emergency rule in Rivers by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What he did, he suspended the democratically elected Governor Fubara, the State House of Assembly. These were also suspended for 6 months. He, however, left the judiciary intact for the judiciary arm of government to continue with his works, with his duties in the state. He appointed the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibas, to administer the state for the duration of the 6 months. As we are speaking, the allocation of Rivers State has been released to the sole administrator. The sole administrator has since then received visitors from various sectors of Rivers State society, the traditional rulers, some CSOs. However, this decision of the president has received knocks in many places. Many lawyers have come to state that, to argue that yes, he can proclaim a state of emergency, he can appoint the sole administrator, he does not have the powers to suspend an executive governor who was duly elected, and also the State House of Assembly who were duly elected too. Some lawyers have come to speak in support, some have come to speak against. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has always also led his voice and claimed that it is an abuse of power, because I think on Thursday or Friday, the two national houses of assembly, the Senate and the House of Representatives in Abuja, ratify the state of emergency, making it to come effect officially. They thereby supported the move of the president. And the procedure of this ratification has also received knocks from various sectors of Nigerian society. According to them, according to the constitution, it requires them to have either electronic voting or individual voting, so that there's a 2/3 majority that supports the action of the president. But what the two houses did was to have a voice vote. So how do you determine the 2/3 of that voice vote? Many people, many civil society organizations, they were not happy, because according to them, this is a constitutional democracy. The process is equally as important as the outcome, and it is important not to lay bad precedents, that the Senate should have gone according to what the constitution laid down, because the people who wrote that constitution, who framed it the way it is, they knew what they were doing. They wanted the due process to be followed. Critics said nobody is against the decision of the president to proclaim state of emergency, but they were against the suspension of democratically elected governor and the State House of Assembly, that the constitution did not make provision for that, and that the president you know, really, was too extreme in the exercising of his powers, that he exercised powers that were not given to him by the Constitution. Be that as it may, what are the implications of what is happening in Rivers? Because there's no doubt, because the president, according to him, he said his mandate, his interest is to maintain peace, law, order, and good governance in Rivers State. And for the past 1 year, peace, law, order has escaped the state of Rivers because of the activities of the governor, the state house of assembly, and the godfather, Nyesom Wike, Minister of FCT in Abuja, who had been in the theater of this drama, and nobody could call them to order. The president has tried in his own way to call them to shake their sword, but all the actors involved in this drama, in this conflict, has refused, and each has stuck to his guns. Hence, there had been no governance in the Rivers State. You all know that Rivers State is a very important state in Nigeria, because the state has the assets of the backbone of Nigerian economy, which is crude oil, and that the president and the government cannot fold its arms and allow that state to descend into anarchy, to insecurity, to violence, because of the action of a few who have decided to hold the state to ransom. So the supporters of the government, they said he has done a noble thing, he has done a good thing, he has protected Rivers. Some even argue that because the process of impeachment was on for the governor, but the president has stemmed the process so that the parties can be brought to table for peace and reconciliation. The Senate, in its own powers, has set up a committee, according to the statement, to administer the state assembly, to the assembly in Rivers State. And there's a committee that they said they've set up to look into the whole crisis and bring parties, the parties that are involved, to reconcile, so that even before the 6 months is off, it's possible that there will be peace and the democratic institution suspended will be brought back to the executive function. All these are noble. Whether the action of the National Assembly or the ratification of the emergency rule, or the action of the president in proclaiming emergency rule, whether those are in the interest of Rivers State, whether it is noble, it is time that will tell. We cannot tell now. It is time that will tell. But what are the implications of this? My own take is that, in as much as the president is admired for his noble effort in maintaining peace, law, and order in Rivers, the process of this maintenance is equally as important as the outcome. For me, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a constitutional lawyer. The idea of suspending the governor and the state of House of Assembly is why everybody is suspecting what is the motive of the president. But some people have argued that the president is right, because the people that are in this conflict are the governor and the state house of assembly and the godfather in Abuja. So this has brought me out to the politics of Godfatherism in Nigeria. What does it portend for our democracy? When a man is helped by a godfather to achieve political power, what is the fate of that governor or president? What is the interest? Is interest in exercising power, is it the interest of the people or the interest of the godfather? I think this godfatherism is one of a sad, commentary on Nigerian politics. Because when you are in government, when you are appointed by forces, some of these forces may work against the interest of that state. They may work against the interest of the people. They may work against the interest of the welfare of the people. And this new democracy, we should not allow it to descend into a situation where a few people will capture the democratic machinery and they will wield it for their own personal interests, for their own selfish interests, and it will not all go well for the country. How can a country like Nigeria, you know, how can we develop? How can we make provisions? How can government, whose primary sole responsibility is the welfare of its citizen, and your godfather, he helped you into government, he has certain expectation. He did not just help you because he loves you or he has altruistic motive. He has helped the godson because the godson is expected to fulfill certain obligation when it comes to power. Because that is just the story of Rivers State, is the fight between the godfather and the godson. And the state assembly, they were just on the side of the godfather. That is why there was an impasse and nobody could interfere. Nobody could make peace among them. The governor, according to him, he said what the godfather wants him to do, he cannot do it because if he does it, he cannot, the state will not be able to achieve its aim. So, me, I'm not judging, nobody is judging anybody. But our democratic institutions cannot survive godfatherism in politics. When there's godfatherism in politics, the president, the people of the state cannot enjoy the dividend of democracy because the governor is being dictated to by powerful forces. And so what is the purpose of this democracy we are practicing in Nigeria? What is our purpose? Is it for the welfare of Nigerians? Because in 1999, we were promised that we don't want military rule, that this democracy is the best form of government for us, is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That we elect our representative, we elect our president, and the sole purpose of that political dispensation is our welfare. But when a godfather puts you in power, he has obligations. There are things that is expecting from you. And sometimes the interest of the godfather is not in tandem with the interest of the ordinary people in that state. So how is the governor or whoever occupying that political position, how will he or she meander through the various interests that are pulling him here, pulling him there? How will he? And it is not an easy thing. In as much as a lot of people blame Governor Fubara, that he knew when he was, with his godfather, when they were putting, he knew that he has things, that he has obligations. But some people are saying that why put somebody in power and you still want to breathe down the neck? That is the politics of godfatherism. I think it is a new thing in our democratic dispensation. It's not really new, but because these issues now, it's not really new. It has been underground in some states, but in this Rivers State really shows the underbelly of godfatherism, of why it should not be encouraged. Political office holders cannot really, deliver dividend of democracy when they are under threat, when there's no peace. And when there's no peace, there can never be prosperity. And when there's no prosperity, people will not do well. Look at our naira. Despite the fact that Nigeria is blessed, the country is not doing well. Because doing well, economic prosperity of a country depends on the currency of that country. It depends on the condition of the most vulnerable. And then to now put this godfatherism in politics, I think it's It's more than double jeopardy. It's triple jeopardy for Nigeria. But however, we see whether it is a good decision that they'll be able to make peace, that the in Rivers State, the warring faction will be able to sit down and negotiate and discuss. Only time will tell. Will the negotiation, will it be at the expense of the people of Rivers State? Time will tell. Because there must be in a country where there's no rule of law, when it is the rule of power, when it is rule of tongue, is the strong man that carries everything, is the one that has the power, is the one that has influence. He gets away with everything. A country cannot progress like that. And we want Nigeria to progress for the sake of ourselves and for the sake of our children and for the sake of generator yet unborn. We need to progress. We cannot go on like this. Some people are saying that this is battle for 2027. Please, this is 2025. You need to survive in this 2025, 2026, 2027. Who even told you those who are fighting for 2027? Who told them they will be alive in 2027? Everything is in the hand of God. So we are exhorting our political leaders to make Nigeria work for all. We want Nigeria to work for everybody, whether you are elite, whether you are working class, whether you are rich, whether you are poor. Everybody, Nigeria should be able to work for everybody. And Nigeria is our own. We have no other place to go. Any other country, we are second-class citizens. It's only in Nigeria that we are first-class citizens. And our population is even we are too many. So, the equation in Rivers, the situation there, we are waiting, we are watching. We wish the sole administrator good luck. We pray for him to succeed. We pray for all the issues to be resolved before that 6 months, so that Governor Fubara and the State House of Assembly, they come back and deliver and work together in peace and harmony to deliver the vision of democracy. And we urge the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, to pipe down a little bit. He was governor of that state for 8 years. He worked for that state. He implemented so many projects. Nobody breathed down his neck. He was free to do whatever he wanted to do. He should please remove his hand from Rivers State. Face the FCT, that is the minister. We heard that he's working well in FCT. He should face his work in FCT. And, and we urge that he should allow peace to reign. He's a Rivers man. That is his state. If that state develop and prosper, he is from that place. It will be beneficiary. We urge him to just, forgive Fubara for any offense he has committed, so that the committee that is bringing them to peace be able to make progress. Because there can never be progress without peace. If a state is at war, there will be no peace. So we urge all participants, all the dramatists personnel in this war, in this conflict, to pipe down and let peace reign, so that there will be progress in Rivers State. Rivers State is a very important state in Nigeria. No president will watch that state descend to anarchy. So I look forward to your comments. I look forward to your opinion on the issues. Nigeria belongs to us. We have nowhere to go. Some of us are already too old. We can't go abroad to go and we are too old. And in this Nigeria will prosper. In our lifetime, it will prosper for the sake of our own generation, for the sake of our children's generation, and for the sake of the generation yet unborn. So I thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need your subscription so that whatever we are discussing will go far. This is our country. We have no other country. Thank you.